Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn how to make a fabric clutch purse, and these are the requirements: your fabric, your lining, the normal lining we use to line our clothes, half-inch foam, your carry board, your scissors, your brush, your pen, your selection of 99 glue used by the shoemakers. Let's get started. So first of all, you have to measure 17 inches on your carry board. You measure 17 inches. I have a pattern which I use to cut my shape. I use a normal a normal brown box to do it. And we have 3 divisions. We have 1, 2, 3. That makes the purse. You fold it this way, and this one comes on top. So this gives you your purse. This is how it is. So you measure this side and the other side must be equal. This is 6 inches. From here to this side is 6 inches. From here to here too is 6 inches. But the top, the part that will cover the purse, is 5 inches here. And the length of the purse is 12 inches. So you measure 12. You can use a box, an old box, to do your pattern. Then you keep this pattern. Whenever you want to make a clutch purse, then you use it. So you measure 12 inches by 17 inches. Then you do your division. You divide it into 3, 6, 6, 5, making 17 inches. Then you use this 17 inches by 12 to cut the shape out on your carry board. You cut it out on your carry board this way. So we divide it into 3, 1, 2, 3, just as this. When you do it this way, it makes your work more easier. You cut everything with your brown box, then you use it to cut the same shape on your carry board, so that it prevents any mistake. In case there is any mistake, then it prevents it. So after cutting it, it becomes this way. The folding will be like this. This side, sorry, it's like this and that. So what we normally do is that this becomes the top. This is the top of the, let me fold it rather this way so that you see it well, this way. So this becomes the top cover of your purse. So this top cover, we can design it any way that you want. You can choose to make it V-shaped, straight, or any way that you. So let's say, should in case you want it to be straight like this, you leave it like that, then you continue with your coupling of the purse. But if you don't want it this way and you want to design this side, maybe we have V-shaped cover, we have half V-shaped cover. You cut one side and you leave the other side. So this, we are going to learn how to make it, because this straight one, everyone can do it, and the V-shape too, we can do it. You just find the midpoint, the center, like this. Then you measure 2 inches here, you measure 2 inches there too. Then you join the 2 inches line to the center, you join this one to the center, you cut this side out, you cut the other side out to get your V-shaped cover. But for this design, you measure 1.5 inches here. Where's my tape measure? You measure 1.5 inches there, this way. So you measure 1.5 inches from this end, from this side to here, 1.5. Then you mark it with your pen. Then here too, you measure 4 inches from this side to here. So 4 inches here, you mark it with your pen. So this is our 4 inches mark, and that's our 1.5. Then you draw a line from the 1.5 inches to join the 4 inches line. So it's a straight line. You can even use a ruler to draw the line to meet the 4 inches line this way. Then this side, you measure either 1.5 or 2 inches here. You measure 1.5 or 2 inches here. This is 1.5. Oh, this one is 1 inch. So you measure 2 inches here or 1 inch. Then you join a line from the 1 inch line to the 4 inches. So from here, it's a curve. This one is not a line, it's a curve. You just curve it this way to give you the shape. Then after getting your shape, you cut it out. So this is our carry board pattern. We measured everything on the carry board and we cut. So I've already cut my shape on the carry board. This is it. This is my shape. So after this, you cut your foam. You are going to cover the carry board with the foam. So the same measurement, but 1 inch longer than the carry board. So this one was 17 inches by 12, and this is 14 inches. This side is 14 inches. The length is 14 instead of the 12. We made it 14. So we use the 2 inches for folding allowance. Then this side, instead of 17, we made it 19, so that we use 1 inch at the top for folding allowance, then 1 inch at the down for folding. So we added 2 inches to the main length, making 19 instead of 17. So this is our foam. So we trace the shape. You have to cut the shape on the foam as well. So you shape it. So we are shaping it here. You just cut the shape. Then we do same here too. So we shaped our foam. Then we apply glue at the back of your carry board. Here, you apply your glue there. So we apply glue at the back of the carry board. Then we mend it. We apply glue. So you glue all the surface this side. But the carry board, we can use any part. You can glue any part, either the other side or this side. You can glue any of the sides. Then you attach your foam to it. You just mend it to the foam. You wait for it to dry a bit before you mend the foam to it. So it should be this way. Should be this way. Then you leave your allowance, your 1 inch allowance at the sides. Then you mend it this way. You mend it. After you mend this, you fold this in. You fold these ones in. You apply glue at the edges of the carry board. Then you fold the excess foam. You fold it in like this. The allowance, just fold the allowance in, like what I'm doing. So you take your glue, then you do this side. You wait for it to dry, then you fold in this way. Make sure it is very, very, very dry before you continue. You do all the sides, you do all the edges, sorry. Then you wait for it to dry before you fold in your foam. So This is it. We finish applying the glue to the edges, so we are now coming to folding. You just fold it in. You always have to make sure it is dried before. You always have to make sure it is dried up before. Don't do any wet work. Always make sure your glue is dried up before you continue. So this is it. We finish folding in the allowance, the foam allowance. So we are coming to cover this side with your fabric. So it's either you cut out a fabric, you know this one is 12 inches by 17. It's either you cut out a fabric, then you increase the length by 2 inches, then this side you increase it by 2 inches, or you put this on top of a fabric, then you just cut the shape out. So we are going to cover the fabric this way. It will be this. The fabric will cover this area where the foam is covering the carry board fully, this way. So we look for the front and the back of the fabric. This is the back of the fabric and this is the front. So always the back of the fabric will face where the foam is, this way. It will face it this way. So let's put it like this. This is how it will look like. Supposing this is a full fabric, you just put your shape on top, then you cut, leaving an excess for folding allowance, excess fabric around. But I've already measured and cut this. If you don't want to measure, if you don't want to do it that way and you want to measure, you always add 2 inches to your fabric for folding allowance. 1 inch here, then 1 inch there, 1 inch here, then 1 inch here. So you add 2 inches to this side and 2 inches to the other side too. So I measured 19 by 14 instead of 17 by 12. I measured 19 by 14. Then this time you are coming to glue this side, the edges of the foam. You're going to glue that side. You fold your fabric in, but before we do that, we have to shape the edge here to get your shape, your half V shape. You shape that side, shape this side with your scissors before. So after shaping, this is what you get. Then you glue the edges before you fold in this. The insects are worrying me because it's night and there's no light here. So you fold in. We are now done with the edges gluing. So you wait for it to dry, then you fold in your edges this way. You just fold in this way. You make sure you do your folding very well to get a neat work. You don't do it anyhow. You do it very, very well to get a neat work. You always have to make sure your glue is dried up before. You wait for it to dry before you do it. So you fold in, you fold in. This is not yet dried. It's not dried properly. And because it's evening, I'm not getting the sun to dry it well, but you manage it like that. So you continue this way till you are done. So we are done with the gluing of the edges. Let's fold our purse and see. So this is it. You see, this is the purse. We cannot fold it just like that. You have to get a lining to line the inside before it will become a complete purse. So we are going to cut our lining. And one thing you have to know is that your lining must always be 1 inch less than this pattern. This was 12 by 17, so your lining must be 16 by 11. The shape of your lining will be 16 by 11, and the lining, we use a cardboard. We use a cardboard to cut the line. So we are coming to work on the inner lining. I forgot to show you the cardboard, the paper cardboard, when I was showing the materials. You will need a paper cardboard as well, then a magnetic lock. This is what you are going to use to lock the purse. So this paper, you cut it less than the size of this main body, the cardboard, as I said. So about the shape, I've already cut my shape. This one, instead of the 12, I made it 11. So let's put it on top and see. Always there should be excess fabric around this way. When you fix your lining, it should be like this. Then this side too, the side and side too will be showing slightly this way. You see there's excess fabric here, there's excess fabric there too. So you are coming to shape this side, the V, half V shape. You are coming to shape it. So you just cut the shape with your scissors this way. So you cut it with your scissors this way. Cut it out. This way. So this is it. So we are going to put this one down for a while. You're going to put this main body down. Then you work on your lining. You put your lining down as we did for the fabric. You put this on top. There should always be an excess fabric for folding. So you put this on top like that. Then you see, you apply glue here. Before you apply the glue, you have to shape this side. You shape that side too. You shape it with your scissors. You shape it with your scissors as usual. You give the shape. So you see the allowances. So you just put the glue at the edges as we did for the other one. Then you fold it. So you do it this way. You do it this way. As we did for the first one, you wait for it to dry. Then you fold in. As we did. So we are almost done with the folding. We are almost done. So do it this way. So this is your lining. This is the main body. So you put the lining on top of the main body and see. So you see, you have excess showing. You have excess showing at this side too. You fold it this way and that way. The purse is almost ready. So what we are going to do now is we are going to cut the sides. You put your lining down. Then you're going to cut the side of your purse. So you normally do it this way. You put it down like this. How you want your purse to open, to like how open you want your purse. If you want it this way, you cut it like that. If you want it this way, cut it like that. So I want it to look like this. So when I open, it will be like that. So you put this shape on top of your carry board. You put it on top of a carry board this way. Then you trace it around it. You use your pen to trace around. So maybe you want your purse to look like this when you open it. You want this side to look like this, or you want it this way. Then you put this shape on top of your carry board like this. Then you draw the shape on the carry board. So you draw it. You draw it on the carry board. So this is the shape. You make two of this shape. You cut it out. Then you cover it with your fabric. So after tracing your shapes, your side shapes, this is what you're going to get. Then you cut two of this way. This was the line, the trace mark that we drew. So you leave an allowance for folding. Always you leave an allowance for folding. So your folding allowance is here. Then you cut the middle. You wouldn't cut to this line. You just cut to the midpoint. You start from the middle. You look for the center. Then you cut it this way. Then you leave it. And this side too, because it's curved, you cut it small. You don't cut it till you get to the line. You just cut it before the line. Cut it. So cut it like that for easy folding, because the carry board is very hard. So if you don't cut it, you cannot fold it well. So you just cut the allowance. So it becomes like this. Then you put this on your cloth, your fabric. This is your fabric. This is the fabric. You look for the front and the back. This is the front and that is the back. So you put this, you glue the side, you glue this side, then you put it on top of this. Then you cover it, you glue both sides. You cover it, you glue this side to, then cover it this way, and you cut. So we're going to glue this side. So this is it. We've mended the back to the cloth. We always have to make sure we are going to cover all the carry board shape, the V shape. We are going to cover it. So you always have to make sure the V is showing this way. Then you use this to cover. So this side should always cover it from the top this way. It shouldn't be the other way or any other way. So it should be this way rather. So we're going to glue this side too. Then we cover it with the fabric. You wait for it to dry, then you cover it with the fabric. So you glue the front side too. You wait for it to dry. Because of time, you're not going to wait for it to dry, just cover it. But when you are doing your work, you wait for it to dry before you do your covering. You cover it this way. Then you cut. You cut the excess fabric. You just cut it around. And make sure you are cutting from the right place. So after cutting, this is what you get. You see, the purpose of cutting the mid side is for folding. When you close your purse, it will look like this. That's why we cut this side. So what you are going to do now is you are going to fold it as we did before we covered it with the fabric. You fold it like that. You make sure it is rightly done. Then you cut this side as we did before, so it will enable us to fold it in properly. So we are done. You see, you can easily fold it in this way. So that is it. Because my glue didn't dry, see how it has become. It is even showing. So you always have to make sure your glue is dried before. So now we are coming to couple our pairs. This is our magnetic lock. It's Adam and Eve. This one is Eve and this is Adam. So Adam will come and lie on top of the Eve this way. So always Adam will be at the back cover, at the cover this side. Adam will always be here. Then the Eve will always be at the down. So you are going to fix the Eve. So what I'm going to do is that Eve will be here. You locate the center of this side. Then you put your Eve there. But because of our design, if you put Eve here, it won't be nice. So it will be rather here so that it will lock up from that side. So you put Eve around here this way. You just push it. If you're pushing and you are not able to do it, you can use your scissors or any sharp object to cut, to create a mark. I'm using this thing to do it. This side is not even a problem, but this side I'll use it to cut, and cut this side too, so that I can easily push it in. Let me push it in from this side and see. So right now you continue. Right now that you've gotten this, I think you can continue. You remove it and you place it this way rather. Then you push it so it gets to the back. Right now that we are done with the Eve, we cover it with this cap this way. Then we lock it. Push this down. You push the other one down. We always put the Eve before we cover it with our lining. We want to hide this side from showing, so you cover it with your lining. So you see, it is hidden. Then for the Adam side, you wait till you are around that area before you do that side too. That side will also be done at this side. So that one will rather be here. It will rather be here. The Adam will be here. Then it will be facing this side. You hide it here. So we are going to couple our pairs. You glue this whole area. You glue that area. You glue that area. Then you wait for it to dry. So you continue with the gluing. You glue the second side too. Continue with it. wait for it to dry. We are going to couple the sides as well. That's why we are gluing the second side, because you attach the side to it at the same time as we are doing the body. So we've glued the edges of the sides as well. Then we put one here. We put one here this way. Put one. You make sure this side will enter this way. So you put one of the sides there. And you put this one to here. Put this one to here. As you are putting, you have to check the back if it is at the right place. You have to be checking. Then you bring in your lining. I think this side should come forward. And you bring in your lining. The lining then comes in this way. For the coupling, if you don't take care, you will spoil everything. So you have to take your time. You have to take your time in doing that. Take your time. You have to be extra careful before you spoil your work. And we do it this way. We are doing it. We are almost done with one side. We are almost done with this side. Then here we push this side in. We try to fold the back this way. And we push this side too in. Push the other side too in like this. Mend it. For the coupling, if you don't take care, your work will spoil. So you have to be extra vigilant. Then you fold it in. You push this in a bit. You see the side, this side is complete. You push it in this way. So you make sure it is completely, and then you do this side too. You open, then you push in the side. You first mend it to the lining. First mend it to the lining. Then you push it in. Push it in. So we are almost done. For the coupling, if you don't take care, you spoil everything. So we are done. We are done with the two sides. This side, the sides too, we are done. But because the glue is not dry, that's why it is showing this way. By tomorrow morning, it will be very nice. So you keep on pressing. Then after this, you shape your bag. You try to put it like you try to couple it this way. If this side becomes flat, then you try to push it in. Just give it a shape, a nice shape. Push it in. You see the down. Push it in before you do the other magnetic lock. So you see you've gotten a nice shape. Then you locate where you put your magnetic lock before you glue that side too. So after giving it the shape, you see this side where we cut, it is going in because of the cut that we did. You see it is flexible here, can easily push it in. So this side, you locate where you put this your Adam. So or you put it in this way, then you locate it. Okay, maybe my Adam will be here. You press it to give you the mark. This one quite is very easy to press. You press to get your mark. That is all. Then you use your blade to cut it. So this is it. If the Adam is on top of this thing, so you put it here. Then you give your mark. You cut with your blade, very small. So after getting this, then you just fold in this way. You push this down, you push the other one. Okay, you push the other one too down this way. You push this down, you push the other one too down. Then you do the other gluing. You do this side. You see this side is open, so you do it. So you see, this is it. You can now close your purse and you open it. This is it. This is it. If you don't do it well, it will be crooked. You have to make sure you are fixing your lock at the right position before you glue it, else your purse will be crooked. It wouldn't be nice. So you see, when you fix it this way, that will be fine for us. So you continue. You glue it. You glue that side. Glue this side. Plus this side too. You glue everything. After gluing, then you seal it. You mend it together to form your purse. So after gluing, you just wait for it to dry. Then you mend it. You mend the two together this way. You always have to make sure your glue has dried up before you do any mending, else your work will be very dirty. The glue will destroy everything. You see there is a glue here because my work isn't dry, that's why. So you always make sure your work is dried up before to get a good and a neat design. You have to make sure it is dried before you continue with the next step. So this is it. You just lock it beautifully. Adam and Eve has met. They've locked themselves up. So this is your fabric clutch purse. You can design this side with any of your designs. With a petal, you can put a petal here to design that place, or a rose. You can as well put a rose design here to make it more cutier. You can put any design of your choice. You can even buy bag design. There's this metal design they sell in the market to design bags and clutch purses. You can put some here. Then the chain too. I don't have a chain holder. Like if I had, I could have joined it this way. Then you use your chain locker or holder or whatever the name is. You lock it with your chain and you hang it here and the other side to give it a handle. So if you go to the market, you ask of a chain or a clutch purse holder. Then you buy some. You buy your chain, then you lock it to the sides. So this is your clutch purse. Thank you.